How are you? I wanted to just share a roadmap with you. And this is not just any roadmap, it's one that will, if followed, lead to your dreams. But let's be honest, that journey towards our dreams is usually shadowed by fears, doubts, and an identity that's saying, you can't. But it's these very shadows that plant the seeds of transformation. So I want to explore, how we can really turn those shadows into light, propelling you towards a life that you've always dreamed of. And so let's talk about the nature of fear. And so imagine for a moment you're standing at the edge of a forest, perhaps like this one. And this represents the journey to your dreams. And the forest could be dense, dark, and unknown. But this is where, fear is going to live in these little corners. And what if I told you that fear, that very emotion that seems to hold us back, is not the enemy, but instead it's a misguided friend? Because fear at its essence is really just a protective mechanism. It's this primal, rooted deep force within our psyche warning us of danger. And that's pretty noble. So often, the dangers it warns us of are not lions and tigers, but they're more like fear, rejection, the unknown, right? So these are not threats to our survival, but to our ego. And so by acknowledging our fears as mere anticipations of, a future that may never even come to pass, we can start to integrate and disarm them. And so it really comes down to our identity. We want to go here, we're here. In order to be here, it has to be part of our identity. So there's a mask that we wear. Well, we wear many. And, as you stand in this fictitious forest, this journey, know that as you proceed, those masks are identities that you've adopted over time. And they've been shaped by, society, past experiences, your own inner critic. But all of them seem to whisper tales of limitation, of who you are and who you can never be. But there's a truth that I've discovered, and that's that our identities are fluid. They are not fixed. It's like an actor on a stage. You can choose to shed the mask that you've built. It's your personality, personal reality, persona, from the Latin mask. Okay, that's how you created who you are in the first place. So we can always redefine ourselves. And I hope that you do that not by your past, but by the potential of your beautiful, limitless future. So when you embrace this fluidity, you begin to empower yourself to really step into the forest, not as who you were, but who you aspire to be. And that takes embracing the journey. So as you venture into the forest, you've said, I'm going, the journey itself, it's easy to become fixed on the destination, the dream, the life we yearn for. Yet this focus on the endpoint can really make us overlook the beauty and lessons of the path itself. Each step, each stumble, it teaches you, it molds you into being more capable of embodying your dreams. So the key is not to avoid falling, but to learn from each fall, to rise with more wisdom, to be more resilient. And remember, the journey towards greatness is not a sprint. It's a marathon, one that does require persistence, patience, and I think an appreciation for the process itself. So what can you do? How can we transform fear into more of a catalyst? And as you dive deeper into that forest, you are going to confront your fears. You expand past your identity, the known and the unknown. And part of you is going to be triggered, your ego mind, into thinking that it's dangerous, right? And instead of allowing these fears to paralyze you, we can really begin to transform them into catalysts for growth. Acknowledge them. That's the first thing. Listen to your fears. You don't need to act on them, but how can this fear serve me? What is this fear? Is this fear of failure, for instance? And the fear of failure can actually become a driving force for diligence and creativity. It can push you to produce really amazing work that resonates with depth and authenticity. And so then I want to just mention, the power of your words, spelling, the power of saying, I am. And that's where you come into the heart of the forest. Amidst the darkness, there's this powerful incantation that can light your way. I am. These are two very simple words, and they declare your power to define your portion of the fractal, your reality. But let's begin to pay attention to the I ams that you are saying yes to on default, right? We've got to start questioning our inner critic, even if it is observing things that it believes are true. Saying things like, I am broke, for example, I am unlovable, etc. These statements, regardless of if they are true or not, are accepted as a directive by your subconscious, and your environment will prove it to your mind to be true. This is science. That's why we think, we observe, and the gap is affirmed. This is our reality. It reconciles the information that it's thinking, juxtapose reality. So instead, choose to think things like, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I'm on my path to greatness. And if you can believe what it is, back off from it. If you're like, yeah, right, my BS meter is telling me, no, make it true, but make it positive. And by affirming that potential as if it is so, and your drive and your worth, you're going to start aligning yourself with your deepest desires, drawing them closer to you with every step you take. In fact, even when you're not taking the step, they'll come to you while you're sleeping. So there is a light at the end of the forest. As we emerge from that inner work, we find ourselves transformed. The journey through the shadows, the confrontation with your fears and the shedding of your old identities, it refines you, and then you stand at the edge of your dream life, not just as a survivor of the journey, but as a creator of your own destiny. Isn't that amazing? So the light at the end of the tunnel, it's not just the realization of your dreams, it's the illumination of your true self. And that was forged through the journey itself. Okay. So what is this light in the darkest of times, or simply when we've lost our way and can't see the path? It's your inner light. It's your connection to source, the divinity within you, and how we are all one. And your emotions are the reflections of that source. Are you closer to it or farther away? Not good, bad, right or wrong, simply on track or off track. But the off track is just as important as the on, because it gives you intel, right? So metaphorically, it's like the sun's rays bouncing off the moon. And that's illuminated in phases, cycle after cycle after cycle, just like us. We have a dream, we set goals, we go for it, we refine it, we celebrate, we start again, we fail, we learn, we live. It's the cycle of life. We rest, we celebrate, we plant seeds, we harvest. And so I want to help you to harness the natural cycles of the moon specifically, so that you can begin to work in tandem with the universal and the natural flow and path of least resistance, simultaneously. They're all the same. So as you stand on the precipice of this information, if you're ready to step into the light of your true self, the natural cycles of the moon are going to lead the way to wholeness in a surprisingly genius way. Just as we've navigated that forest, overcoming our fears, reshaping our identities, the moon's cycles actually offer us a celestial guide to harnessing our potential and actualizing our dreams. So the moon, in its endless dance with the earth, and we're actually going like this, it's not linear, has its own energy and lessons with each phase. From the new moon symbolizing beginnings and the plantings of seeds, to the full moon representing culmination, celebration, and release. These cycles, they do actually mirror our own journey of growth and realization, as well as they point out the areas that are stagnant, or the things that we're pushing against, or the areas that may be neglected altogether. Okay, so by incorporating the wisdom of the moon cycles, and who does this well? Let me think. Oh, nature. and every other process on earth except for humans who have conscious awareness, and then they sort of screw stuff up through that ability to observe the observer trapped in a persona and the ego. But anyway, I digress. When you incorporate the wisdom of the moon cycles into your life and begin to become aware of it, that's the first step. And then moving with the natural flow of the energy on tap. It's like being in the right place at the right time. And then you can look for the right moments for action because you're being already given that superpower. And it's incredibly liberating. My students, I just started this in January, guys. We're just at the end of February. And I've already had over 100 people enroll in a liquid plan. And it's a 29.5-day cycle. If you're not ready for that commitment, I invite you just to the masterclass. Okay. It's a 60-minute, really zoomed out premise, if this is all intriguing to you. And it's a way for you to really begin to align your efforts with the cosmic rhythm, enhance your ability to manifest your desires, most importantly, with ease and grace. And so this is where the $1 Million Moon Magic Masterclass comes in. Don't you love the M's? The $1 Million Moon Magic Masterclass. Now, this is not just about the financial wealth, okay? I mean, that's a welcome part of it, of course, but it's about the wealth of personal development, knowledge, alignment that you're going to gain on the path to achieving SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, okay? And so I am rolling out the red carpet for you all to take this masterclass for 90% off. Because what I know is once you're in the liquid plan, if you take that leap and you understand what it can do for you, 95% of the students do it again, because it's just like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Okay. So there is a $10 donation to take the master class. Why? Because I want you to show up, right? If you buy a movie ticket, you usually show up. How many workshops, webinars, free events have you said, I genuinely want to go to, and then you either forget or something takes priority? Okay. So this gives it a little bit of skin in the game for you, right? It's an energy exchange for you to say, I'm actually ready to receive this information. Okay. So this is your gateway, the masterclass, to understanding how to work with the moon cycles, to not only achieve your goals, but to embark on that sacred journey of self-discovery and empowerment. And again, it isn't free because I want you to be in and I want you to show up, but it is at a price anyone can afford, just $10. All right. So guys, remember, you're not just booking a seat, you're opening the door to a transformative experience that will guide you in weaving the magic of the moon into your journey towards the life of your dreams. So I will put the link to the masterclass, or you can simply go to milliondollarmoonmagic.com, milliondollarmoonmagic.com, register. Again, it's not about the money, it's about the wealth of the experiences you will have when you create a goal that's worth pursuing. So who you will need to become in order to achieve becoming a self-made millionaire, that's going to mold you into a greater version of yourself. Absolutely. There are so many reasons for that. If you have that big goal and you say, come hell or high water, this is my definite chief aim. And what do I need to do? What daily habits do I need to create? You're leveling up. What perspectives of mindset do I need to have? You're leveling up. How can I plan for success? And it echoes into all areas of your life: health, relationships, of course, wealth, and beyond. Purpose, passion, things are just flowing now. I've heard from a lot of people that they've now suddenly realized their purpose and what they are meant to do. And so don't miss this chance to align your journey with the natural cycles of the moon, AKA the winning formula. I mean, look around. All of nature abides by phases, and we may want to try it. So, yeah, and I want you to just step into the light of your fullest potential. That's my mission here on Earth now, is to have as many students as possible, hopefully all of you, to become a self-made millionaire, because there's not one goal that you have that wouldn't help you more to achieve if you didn't have those resources. And it's the path to that dream life that is illuminated by the stars and the moon itself that's going to be the journey. That's going to be the leveling up. So thanks for joining me today. Remember, the path to your dream life is beautifully interwoven with the shadows and the light. And it's within these shadows that we grow, and it's within the light that we shine. And so I want your journey to begin today, and I empower you to use and leverage the natural cycles of the moon. Click the link in the description of this video to join the $1 Million Moon Magic Masterclass for $10 donation, and or go to www. Who says that? I know, I'm old. I'm going to be 47 in a few weeks. It's unbelievable. And I'm just so blessed and happy that I have traveled the rough road that I've gone on to get me here to you all, so that I can wake up every morning and say, this is my purpose. This is my potent passion. This is why I get out of bed in the morning. And I'm so thrilled to spend 60 minutes with you in the Moon Magic Masterclass that is going to support you, hopefully, in the goal that you will set to become a self-made millionaire. Our adventure awaits. I love you so much. God bless you on your path, and we will chat soon. Bye for now.